Okay, well, I've never made a video before, but I'm going to. This Hillary Clinton server issue, it has to be addressed. It's not being addressed by anyone in the media or the government, the FBI. I don't understand that, so I'm going to do it. And I think I have a background that allows me to speak to it. Okay, I've worked with classified material on a daily basis. I've worked in a vault for 2 years working with classified material, and I think that the amount of safeguards in place and dealing with that kind of thing, it's all about understanding one thing, and that thing is that as far as compromising that material is, if we deal with it in a certain way, that information or material that's classified, if we deal with it in a certain way that if it is compromised, we have a realization that it has been compromised. And those are the safeguards in place. That's why you don't have a private server in your basement, okay? Because the private server in your basement can be compromised and you have no idea that it has been compromised. A government server where this information emails should have been, there are safeguards in place so that if there's a compromise that takes place, there's evidence that it has taken place. And then we realize that there has been a compromise of that information, and we change our plans, or we react accordingly. We don't continue to operate as if we're operating under the cloak of secrecy when we're not. This is terribly dangerous. Okay, it's not to be taken lightly. And what happened to George Petraeus? Come on. Okay, he compromised classified material, gave it to his girlfriend, put it in a book. Okay. Hey, listen, we know who had that information. We know it had been compromised. We knew that when it came out in a book. We knew it had been compromised, okay? So that is not as damning or dangerous as a server that's operating for years, okay? For years, classified information had been compromised, and we were operating as if it had not. Okay, I think it's almost it's not funny, because let me explain to you why it's not funny, and forgive me for making light of it. It's just unbelievable to me. There are people in this world that are operating under the confidence that the United States will protect them. There's informants. They may be in a third world country, and maybe, I don't know, maybe don't speak English, or I can't, I don't know, okay? But let me tell you, they love their children, they love their wife, they love their mothers and their fathers, love them, and their life is precious, and is more precious than other lives to Americans, or at least should be, shouldn't it? Someone that is operating has sacrificed their security every night, lays down to go to sleep, and wonders if helping the United States was a good idea, because maybe someone's not safeguarding that information, and that information can get me killed. You know, would you like to lay down and sleep every night with that information in your head, and with knowing that people can have a private server in their basement? A Secretary of State of the government of the United States can have a private server in their basement. Wow. Okay, this is very serious. It's not something that should be, oh, I made a mistake, sorry. This is beyond that. We don't know for sure that it's been compromised, but I can tell you, I can assure you, having worked with classified material in the Readiness Planning Office, I can tell you this right now, that the safeguards that you have to go through, or had to years ago, and today I can only imagine, but years ago, the safeguards that you have to go through to protect that material, that information, it's it's a moment by moment reminder of what you're doing. Okay, whether you're on the phone, whether you're copying a document, whether you're whatever, you're opening a safe, closing a safe. All these things have procedures in place. To safeguard that information. Okay, and it bothers me a great deal that someone would be so arrogant at top levels of our government to feel that she could go and put a private server in her basement and protect whatever came across her email. She has no control over that. What comes across her server comes across her email. And to arrogantly believe that she can control that. That is just terrible. That is just terrible, and I think that it should be a prosecutable offense. There's just no doubt about that. There's a compromise that's gone on for years and years without our knowing. That right there is just really dangerous, people. Really, really dangerous, and it's not being taken seriously. And that's why I made this video, and I hope it gave people room to think. And that's all I have to say on the subject.